Hey, it looks like it's live. We're all good, Mel. You're there.
Okay, welcome to 30 Seconds to Masterpiece, the
Yay.
world's timely creative game show. We're here with TLC, TCL, T702. Da, 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 da. Oh
There he
no,
Oh
is.
my gosh.
it's my brother, Chris Provenzano. Welcome, Chris. And we have Fran Hogan here. Now, Chris, you and Fran know each other. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Oh yeah. Yeah. How's it going, man?
Hey, long time no see.
No kidding.
We also have Jim Rose joining us. I think everyone is familiar with Jim Rose as well.
My gosh, there, Jim. He's coming into the room.
Jim, Jim Rose,
Feed me, Jim
feed me,
Rose.
Jim
Feed me, Jim
Rose.
Rose.
And of course,
That's
we have Kurt
hysterical.
Arnold up there. So we will start with getting to know Kurt. Kurt, tell us about yourself. You're going to be one of the contestants in this round four of season one of 30 Seconds to Masterpiece. And for this round, Kurt and I are co-creators of this game show. And for this round, we decided that we would let everyone use AI. In fact, make it required that you use AI in some shape or form as part of your video to help you, like as a tool, So it
Yeah.
doesn't have to all be AI. It can just be a little bit AI. But anyway, that's what we've done for round four. And Kurt, so who are you? You're going to be a contestant, you're going to be a participant, but you're also a creator. So tell us about yourself. What do you do normally?
I'm an engineer that works for New York State, and I've got 9 more days before I retire. And I'm
What?
incredibly, yeah, I've got incredible excitement about that. I was telling Mel, I got in a big argument about with my daughter just yesterday as we were driving back from somewhere, and I said I want to be aspire to an artist, and she said, Dad, you're no artist. I don't know
Oh, come
what
on.
the hell you are, but you're not an artist. And I immediately tried to get Mel on the phone to get a an advocate for me, but Mel was not to be reached. But she did hear, I think, the whole message of me and my daughter arguing about whether or not I have what it takes to be an artist. So I'm
Kurt,
fighting
Kurt, can I interrupt just for a second? I
for
tell this
sure.
to my kids. I'm a high school art teacher now, right? So my kids all the time, I tell them, this is a quote from Pablo Picasso. Everybody is an artist until someone tells them they're not an artist. Everybody. We can all talk, write, do everything, right? Art is just another natural thing that we do. All right,
I
that's it.
think there should be another clause to that, like until someone tells them they're not an artist and they believe it, because like
Well, right,
Yeah.
tell
right,
you
right,
you're not an
right.
artist.
Because you can
Yeah.
ignore that person and
Oh,
continue to be an
totally,
artist.
totally. You have
Yeah,
to. I
that's true.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But
I
it
mean,
What
usually
you're
is
an
was
artist.
somebody like discourages them and then they just give it up. It's the
I'm
big
gonna
Exactly.
I'm
decision.
gonna use my phone a friend next time I get in that argument with my
Yeah,
daughter, Jim,
I'll talk to her.
and you're gonna be on the hot seat.
Yeah, no problem. I have this conversation all the time with high school kids. So,
Thank you for
Wow.
that.
Well,
mhm.
good. Okay, so that's cool, Jim. So you're going, I mean, not Jim, Kurt, you're going to be retiring and becoming a full-time artist. Well, we welcome you to the fold as
Yes,
a
Don't
full-time
be
artist.
sorry.
I'm working my way to try to be Mel's apprentice. That's what I'm going to try to be.
That's cool. I could use
That's a
an,
great way in.
yeah.
Hmm.
Somebody
Right.
grind your paints, Mel.
Yeah, yeah, my
Your
acrylic paint.
pigments all ground up fine.
Mix water into them, mix some water into them. Um, Francis, now you have been an artist like for 40 years, a designer, like a video game designer, a cartoon designer.
Wow.
Like, tell us about yourself.
Well, currently I work for the New York State Assembly as a senior artist there, and I also design games as a hobby, tabletop and card games mostly. Although I have
He has some weather issues on his end.
I've done other things too with some video stuff and just having a good time, you know, exploring the different technologies and that kind of stuff. And that that's kind of why, you know, I think it's really cool to try different things and explore. And that's why I like the game show.
Cool, cool. And this is going to be a strange round because we're going to be using AI. Have you ever used AI in any capacity, Fran?
I don't use a generative AI because I haven't seen a model where its learning model doesn't kind of boil down to theft.
Uh-huh.
But analytic AI, because you get to choose a lot of times what an analytic AI is going to be looking into for you. So you can choose like public domain stuff only, and you can just do government stuff and studies and tell it to analyze that stuff. So and you can even tell it to analyze your own information. And so that analytic AI, I don't have a problem with as far as I can tell. So I was like, oh, that's what I'll concentrate on because I've used that before for other things, just to like try and boil down percentages and statistics and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to game design.
Sweet. So you got you got the wheels turning already as to how you're going to apply it. That's so cool. And what facet of it you're going to use. Christopher Provenzano, tell us about yourself. I know a little bit about you because I grew up with you pretty closely, but share with the world, the YouTube world, what you're up to. And you know, Chris, I want to talk about you a little bit before I let you off to, you know, ramble. But Chris was owner of a DVD store, 2 stores in Myrtle Beach. He sold DVDs. Wow. So he has a vast knowledge of movies and video. And sometimes I forget that. Like when I invite you to be a contestant on this show, I forget that you have this like major history and knowledge. You're almost like a movie scholar because you've like seen so much video production has passed through your fingers, you know. So anyway, I find that very interesting about you, Chris. So now please tell us who you are and why you're here.
Hey, yeah. I am Mel's brother and not much of an artist by any means, but my brain is filled with unnecessary movie knowledge that probably takes up way much more space than it should. I should have concentrated on a lot of other things, but it's all right. It comes in handy at trivia every once in a while. I helped save the day with some random, skills in that aspect, I guess. But yeah, I'm looking forward to another round of 30 Seconds to Masterpiece. It's an exciting game show. One of my favorite game shows ever. I was on episode 1, so I don't know if we all remember that, but it was a lot of fun. And I'm definitely looking forward to what episode 4 is bringing, but I am seriously a little afraid of AI. I'm not much into AI or how to even use it. But yeah, I'm excited to incorporate it into my piece and see what happens.
Chris, you rocked season 1, episode 1. You know, that was an outstanding production. And you know, I don't think you're gonna have any problem making content for this. You know, I think, you know, most people that haven't used AI, you know, yet as a tool, you know, they're going to be surprised actually how easy it is to make, you know, or modify content.
Well, I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Now, Jim Rose, you're an amazing painter and you are also a high school art teacher. That's so cool that you are teaching our youth of the day some art skills. Can you tell us more about yourself? Anything you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a painter. So yeah, I graduated with a degree in painting many, many years ago, about 36 years ago. And then went back and got my master's in art education much later, like 30 years later. In between that time, I was like a nightclub bartender guy out in California for a while, and then down in Manhattan, I bartended for a while. Now I settled down and become an art teacher, and I got an art studio in the Brooklyn Army Terminal, which is in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, right on the harbor. And I teach high school, so I work in a high school in Uptown Manhattan. And it's a lot of fun. I have a really nice, big, awesome classroom and free reign over all my curriculum and whatever I want to teach. So it's
Wow.
just like I got like I can get whatever supplies I want. My teacher's like, yeah, sure, sure, no problem. You know,
It's
they trust
fantastic.
me. It's really a really fun job because I can just it's like extension of my art almost, you know. Like I
Yeah.
teach an AP drawing class right now, and we're like, it's just awesome. It's like college level. Like I'm hiring a teacher to come in and be a model for us. Another
Oh my
teacher on
gosh.
their prep, they're gonna come in and model for us. Like it's really, really cool. So it's good. It's really good, you know. And my art is going well. I've been painting in the studio now since 2016 in this one studio. So
Oh,
it's
sweet.
nice. It's a big group of artists. There's about 100 of us all together in this space. Everybody's got their own studio, but it's like a big building full of artists, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that is
Hey
cool. Do you
Mel,
have like a big open studio at times for the building?
What's that?
Do you have a big open studio for the building at
Yeah, we
times?
just had it a couple weeks ago, every
Oh, wow.
October. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
it was good. It was good. And I'm doing artist residencies too. I missed that in the last one. So this summer I'm going to go to Vancouver and stay for 2 weeks on Vancouver Island and get a studio out there and be part of
Awesome.
this. It's the OU Gallery. It's
Oh,
it's
wow.
it's in Vancouver. It's going to be awesome. That's going to be really fun, beautiful. You know, I've never really been to that part, like Vancouver or Seattle or any of that. So when the residency's over, the family's going to meet me out there, and we're going to go hang out in like Olympic National Park and
oh,
make a
nice.
vacation out of it. Yeah, it's going to be really cool.
Wow. Hey
That is,
Mel, there's a few things about Jim that people generally don't know. One is he's a black belt in judo, and he is a scary guy to ever try to wrestle because he will beat the piss out of you.
Your
another
backyard
thing
was like
is
my
that
wrestling dojo
he will
in high
beat the
school.
PISS out of you in 30 seconds to masterpiece when
Yeah,
it comes to
Absolutely.
the
we used to
Critics'
get
Choice
drunk in your
Award.
backyard, and I'd wrestle
Oh
everybody
yeah.
all at once.
Everybody is Jim Zuki.
Yeah, I'd take all you guys on, all you guys. Just give me a keg of beer and not
That's
anymore. Not
post,
anymore.
yeah,
That's
not
been a
anymore.
long
That's
time.
post
None of
Jim.
that's happened in a long time,
Yeah,
like 15 years.
Well, you're
yeah.
Yeah,
still a
that
black
was.
belt, buddy.
I'm still a black belt. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I do judo all the time. I'm also a judo sensei. I work at I do
Wow.
3 nights a week. We're at the Generation Judo in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn.
Oh my gosh, that is really,
Together.
really awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we have got a good crowd here. Who we don't have here is Damien, who is a painter, and his Damien Stammer, and he, I didn't get his bio before this show. I should have learned more about him, but he makes paintings. I believe what he does is he puts his memories into an AI. He says which thing he uses, and then he gets images, and somehow he makes these paintings out of big oil paintings that have like this AI generated element into it. So anyway, I thought of him. I was like, oh, he'd be perfect for this 30 seconds to masterpiece. And so it'll be interesting to see what he does because he's been doing it for a while, like to a
Yeah.
certain degree. And then there's also Corey. Corey, who was in 30 Seconds to Masterpiece for round 3, who did the little Oni character with the horns. And he's working tonight, but he might come in if he can. He might jump on this call to catch the end of the rule reading or whatever. But yeah, he's an artist with a YouTube channel called Omizu Paints. Omizu Paints. And I think the paints might have a Z at the end of it. but you got to check his channel out because he does a lot of live painting. And that's how I found out about him, because he came onto one of my live streams when I was painting and said that he does it too. And then I checked his out, and then it was like, hey, you want to be on my game show? And he said yes. So that's
Oh my
amazing.
God.
So we have an outsider in our amongst us for this round, which is great. And two, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. So yeah, let's get started with these rules. Kurt, tell us how we've totally turned the rules of 30 Seconds to Masterpiece, which is like a total analog game where, you know, you only have 30 seconds to make your work of art from start to finish, and you have to do it in real time. That's the normal rules. Tell us how we've like completely thrown that to the wind.
Yeah, well, I'm really excited for this particular round, for not only its theme, but for the tools that we're going to get to use. Okay. And Melody and I, when we talked about this, to make it easier and to improve the interest and the quality, you know, of everybody that participates, we said, well, if we're going to throw away, you know, some of our principles, we might as well throw away all the rules too. And so in this particular, call it the season finale, we're more or less throwing all of the rules of the past away, and we're letting, you know, participant artists, you know, more or less do whatever they want with that 30 seconds of video. And so I've got my screen up to, you know, do the reading of the rules. Can you all see my screen okay?
Absolutely.
Excellent. So let's just go right into the rules, Mel. So we did the introductions. We'll talk about the rules. We'll talk about the schedule, and we'll answer any questions. All right. So going through the rules, rule one, for this particular round, you've got to use AI. And Mel touched on it as we talked a little bit about, you know, AI as a tool. The expectation in terms of using AI is extremely low. Okay. You just need to use one piece portion of AI, you know, to help make your piece. And what that means broadly is you can use it deeply or you can use it minimally. We're giving the artist the ultimate flexibility to pick and choose, you know, how, when, and how much they use AI. You just have to touch it. Okay. And maybe we'll come back to that if anybody has any questions. Rule two, this is standard to the game, which is the submission's got to be a 30-second video, no more than 30 seconds. Rule three, as I said, we're throwing out all of the previous rules from the previous rounds, which means that you can make any type of video edits or post-production modifications that you want. Everything is allowed. Nothing is not allowed.
Except
and I
it
wanted to
still
go a little.
applies. Oh, sorry. It still applies, yeah, that you cannot use copywritten, but I see that's there in B.
Yes.
Sorry, Kurt.
No, that's
Continue.
okay. That's okay. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so, you know, we wanted to elaborate a little bit about rule three, because inevitably, you know, when I or Mel says, you know, there are no rules about like editing, you know, what does that really mean? And so we thought we'd elaborate a little bit about that. So you're allowed to cut your originally recorded video down into one contiguous uninterrupted 30-second clip. Yeah, that's a carryover from all rules. You're allowed to replace the audio as you have been in previous rounds. Okay. But what you weren't allowed to do in previous rounds that you can in this one is you can accelerate time, modify time in terms of the video. So, you know, if it takes you a week to make that art and you want to compress that video footage down to 30 seconds, you're welcome to do that. All right. You're also allowed to cut and splice the video throughout. So you may want to change the scene. I'm going to have some scene changes in my video. I'm already been thinking about it. I had like an epiphany the other day, and I'm just like, oh, the stress of my video is kind of like leaving my shoulders because I have a vision of what I want to do now, and it's going to involve some splices. You're also allowed to use any post-production special effects, which means that Chris can actually put laser blasters in his video.
Excellent.
All right. And you can use any AI platform that you want. I think I'm going to use the open Google AI platform. I watched a video on it and it looked like it had all of the features that I want, but I don't know all the platforms out there. Sounds like Fran knows some, but I'm willing to share any knowledge that I have on it, as we get into the making of this, if any of you have any suggestions or questions.
I've
Rule
been using
5.
called Perplexity for analytic AI, just in case you're wondering.
That's
Say,
great.
say
Yeah.
again what that's called, Fran?
Perplexity.
Perplexity. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Excellent. For analytic AI, perplexity. Great. Okay.
Okay. Rule 5. All the submissions, the videos must have a 16:9 proportion. 6, it's got to be portrait oriented. 7, no nudity. 8, the theme for this is dreams. It's kind of important that we should talk a little bit about that, Mel, because people actually lost points from the judges, from the critics in the last round, because they did make a really cool piece, but it lacked the components that the critics expected to see relative to the theme. And
Yes.
so, Jim, you won that one fair and square, but there were some other people that might have beaten everybody had they just incorporated more elements of theme.
I 100% agree with you, Kurt. Mine was not the best one, but it maybe checked all the boxes the best. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like I know that for sure. I was really surprised when I won, but I was like, well, I guess I checked all the boxes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
This would be
but you made a good
fun.
piece.
Yeah, it was good, but there were others that were better, but and I'm
Dude, you
I'm
made
not
like
worried about
50
it.
good pieces. That was
I made
just
a lot of good pieces. Yeah.
ridiculous.
It was hard. I worked hard on it. I definitely spent a lot of time on it, but I had an idea and it was a good idea, but the other
Yeah.
pieces were just better art. But I checked all the boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Now
Your hands are still stained.
That
let me say,
a
I
little
want to
bit,
interrupt. I got to
maybe.
interrupt, guys. So listen, this
Maybe.
is where I can say there are two ways you can win this contest. You can win gold place, which is the popular vote. Okay, that's where you get the most likes and most comments, unique comments on your video. Okay, that's the way you win the gold place, which is the pinnacle realm in our imagination. In other words, you get bragging rights. The other thing you can win is the Critics' Choice Award, and that's what Jim Rose took home for round 3, the Halloween theme. And what the critics judge on is creativity, originality, theme, and execution. So you can just keep that in mind. And they were going on a 0 to 5 scale and using that to help them decide who they were going to pick as their winner. And it was very interesting. I had a forum critics screen time Zoom meeting. And if you want to check that in the, my live streams, you can see what the critics said and how they kind of did things in case you want to cater to the critics at all. And so that's all. Go ahead, Kurt. Take it away.
Yeah, I'm still pissed at my sister because she called the music soundtrack of my piece a pinball machine, but I'll get over that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We're going on to rule 9 here. Okay. So Mel's accounts are all ages. Keep your video to PG rating.
That's correct.
Rule
No
10.
swearing. No swearing, Christopher Provenzano, potty mouth over there.
Yeah. And Chris, no AI nudity either.
Got it.
Okay. So the submission's going to be uploaded to Mel's accounts, 3 accounts, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And that's where basically the voting and comments will all come in from.
That's correct.
11. You can't use bots, okay, to basically create votes. Like you can't go call up Russia, Mr. Putin, send me 1,000, votes today. You can't you can call them up to hack Jim Rose's email server for sure, but you can't, get any free votes, okay?
What
Neither
about paid ad campaigns?
Campaigns.
That's not bribery, Mel. We didn't really talk about that. So I'd say that's within the bounds, okay?
Do you want to spend like set a budget like $4.99 a day or something like that?
If it means that much to you, Jim, then you can do it.
I'm not gonna do that, but I might get my students in on it this time.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, you learned, you learned how far I'll go to get a vote,
Yes, we should let our viewers know that Kurt won round 3, the gold place. He won gold place. So, and he almost didn't. He looked like he was gonna lose gold place for the first time.
It was like me or Fran there
so,
for a while. We were like neck and neck,
Yeah.
and then Kurt just came out of nowhere in the last couple of days.
yeah.
No,
And
dude, I worked hard. I went
reached out to
deep back into
everybody.
my past and
Kurt,
found
He had
people.
like a 20 like surge though in like the last 2 days.
yeah,
I
Kurt,
did not hire any Russians, Jim, if
No,
that's
I
what
don't
you're
think you
getting
did.
at.
I don't think you did, but I think you waited to the last minute to catch us off balance. That's what I thought was strategy.
Accusations are flying. Hot.
Yes,
So
yes. And
All right.
everything I did is legal, Jim.
I
there's
believe
real
it.
strategy in this game,
It was
apparently.
strategic. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah.
You caught us on our
Yes.
heels. We were rested. We were like complacent and
I can pull the wool over your eyes once.
yeah, that worked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rule 12. Okay. The challenge has deadlines. We'll talk about the deadlines. Rule 13. The submissions will be ranked by the number of likes they get. But it's also comments. And so we thought we'd talk a little bit about how you get points, how as a participant you get points. So the winner of the challenge will be determined by the number of likes and comments the submitted video gets on the 3 platforms that Mel uploads the video to. 1 like on the video on that platform yields you a point, okay? And then for every unique comment that video gets on that platform, that unique comment also gets a point. And it's the tally of the likes and the comments really that, it produces a score that, would ultimately win you the popular vote. So did I miss anything there, Mel? Is there any
I'll just give an example. Like your mother, you could get your mother to say, "This is a great video." Then the next comment could be, "This video really looks like Yoda. I love it." And then it could be, "Wow, Star Wars is my favorite movie. I'm so glad you did Yoda." Those would all be unique comments and count as votes.
So you're talking about something that you did for Chris already, right? In round 1?
Oh, I didn't do it, but I'm just saying.
Okay. All right. Rule 14. You don't need to make art to participate. All right. We really want to get people involved in this. And so, hey, if you want to come and join the call and, we'll interact with you. But you can also yield constructive feedback on the videos. What would be interesting, Mel, is if people actually, gave more lengthy feedback to you to pass on to the critics, So maybe we create a mailbox slot so people, if they have comments about the video, they can email it to the critics and maybe you could read it or something like that.
Well, let's see.
Anyway.
Like maybe they could just put the comment and then maybe I could alert the critics that, they should check out the comments maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. That's well, I mean, so we're kind of exploring that in real time right now. Maybe we'll just finish the rules and talk about that more. Okay. That was 14. Now we're into schedule. Okay. So here we are, November 9th. I can't believe it's November already. We're meeting the contestants, which are everybody here except Melodie, and we more or less read the rules.
And Corey. Damien and Corey are
Mhm.
not here. Yep.
Yep.
Joel's
Sorry.
out this one.
No, Kurt is in. Kurt, Fran,
Good.
Chris, James, Damien, and
Joel.
Corey. That's the, oh yeah, Joel, yeah. I thought you said y'all. Yeah, Joel, he said he couldn't, he had too much on his plate already, so
It's
he had to
understandable. Yeah.
sit out.
It
Yeah.
is the
Yeah.
holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough to
Yeah.
And
back on the obligation.
and Jim, I kind of broke Joel with the ranch dressing, thing.
His was so good, that forest.
Yeah, it
It was really
was.
good. Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna email Joel a card that says thank you for all the ranch dressing. So entries are
The ranch
due.
dressing packets, Kurt, could fit in a card.
There
Yeah.
we go. Yes.
And then
Yes.
all he has to do is add his own milk to it and done.
Oh my God. I'm gonna go down to the state cafeteria and I'm gonna get one of those nasty expired packets.
Oh dear.
Or when I go into if I
Back
go into
on
a
track.
correctional facility.
Is
Okay.
botulism mail art now?
Yes.
I don't know.
All right. Entries are due 2 weeks from today. Is that 2 weeks from today or is that 3 weeks from today?
November
2 weeks from
23rd.
today.
Yeah.
2 weeks from today. By the end of the day. All right. And there have been times in the past where Mel, conferred with the artists and gave them a little bit of an extension. So that's Mel's right to do, and that could happen if Jim, has some type of bathroom problem.
Oh man, Kurt.
All right. So
Executive
review and show of work. What we do is the week after the entries are due, we'll come back in a forum like this and we'll actually show the works you produce and we'll give you an opportunity to talk about it. One of the comments that we got in the last round was as the critics watched the videos, they didn't have quite as much context information as they likely would have wanted to have. And so in this round, we're going to encourage the judges to actually watch the review and show of work where you talk about your pieces, the inspiration, and anything you want to say to the critics as they, render judgment thereafter. So
Yeah,
then
in fact, I might, Kurt, this is coming to my mind at the moment.
Yeah.
I may, instead of giving a link to every single video, which is what I did in the judges thread last time, I may wait until we do this review of work where we go through each video and we talk about it and converse about, all the nice little details that we like to talk about when we're explaining how we made the piece and what it means, la la la. I'll have them watch that instead of watching every single video independently. I'll just give them that, hour, half hour, whatever it takes us to go through the videos as a team. And, that's what I'll give them. So that'll be a really important thing for us to give them context. And that could, totally help shape their vote.
Yeah. The opportunity that I missed on that last round 3, Mel, was to get up in a costume the entire time. And I now I regret that. And I think that's what lost me the critical vote.
Yeah.
Anyway. So the critics screen times December 7th. And then finally we've got the grand finale December 14th. And I'm looking forward to beating Jim this time.
We'll see. And
I got a pretty sweet idea.
Maybe we can get some of the critics to come to the grand finale this time too.
That would be awesome.
I'm going to do something that I've always wanted to do and have never done.
Oh my God.
Before.
I can't wait to see your piece, buddy.
Is this the last screen of your
It is. Yeah, I'll stop sharing.
Yeah. We'll take that off and we've got questions. So now we can see all your beautiful mugs. So, who's got questions? Any questions? Artists? Any ideas?
I definitely have an idea.
Yeah. And let's talk about the dream theme. Okay, so what, I mean, it seems like that could be anything, Kurt, really.
Well, I don't want to say exactly what I'm going to do, but I am going to make a piece based on a very powerful dream I had a long time ago. And it was such a powerful piece that I've never forgotten it. And actually the piece of art behind me in my background on this video, I made that based on that dream. And so you'll likely see the piece behind me in actually the final piece that I make for this round.
Oh, cool. That would be
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Great. But then not
Yeah.
only dreams that you have when you're asleep, you might have dreams of like becoming something, or dreams of the future, or dreams like just hopes and dreams kind of thing, or daydreaming and all kinds of dreams, right?
Mhm.
Could be a nightmare too, like ranch dressing for Joel Sabick.
Yeah.
Teeth
Yeah.
falling out into a bowl of ranch dressing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Joel.
Poor Joel. Joel is the nicest person ever.
He is.
Like,
He really
He
is a nice
he
is.
is
guy.
the sweetest.
I know. I'm terrible.
So
I'm a
Tell her,
bad human
we're
being.
terrible people. We're
He
terrible.
is.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, guys. All right. Come on. Any more questions? Nothing?
Did you
No.
pick December 7th on purpose as the critics'
Is that your
day that
birthday?
will live in infamy?
Is that your birthday?
Oh, it's Pearl
No.
Harbor.
It's
No, Pearl
Day.
Harbor. We didn't even think of it, Fran. You know, when Mel and I were talking about doing this particular round, I'm sorry, Mel, I'm gonna break this news. I
Okay.
said, Mel, this is a pretty big deal. Let's do this next year, okay? Because Christmas is coming up and got all the holidays. And Mel, being the aggressive talent monger she is, she's like, no, Kurt, we will do this before the end of the year. And I was like, yeah, okay, Mel, I see your passion. Let's do this thing. And so we tried to pick dates then. And we didn't,
That's so
yeah.
alpha.
Yeah. I wanted to keep this season in the year in 2025. So next season will be 2026. It's going to be
Yeah.
really simple to know what season is and what, the year is going to determine the season. So 2026 will be,
Hey, Mel,
yes.
that's kind of like a great leaping point. I would just bring this small point in this particular meeting with these individuals. So Mel and I have been talking about like how much time we give the artist to plan, prepare, for, that next round. So Mel and I, are really working right now to identify all the rounds that'll happen next year, when they'll happen, so that artists have lots of time to think about and compose. And also, we're also drafting the rules so that, if you want to, participate in that particular contact round next year, you're going to know the rules and the schedule. So you might have, a few months to actually work on your piece, not just the 2 weeks like this.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're even going to, like, in one of the rounds, we're going to limit the use of media to
Yep.
like something like, I don't know, pen and ink or black and
Oil
white.
paint.
Yeah, we could even do an
Oil
oil paint.
That's what I
Oil
oil paint
paint.
studio.
That would bring out the painters for sure.
Yeah.
That would. But yeah, so it's going to be good. It's going to be really amazing. Next season is going to be really amazing. But first, we're going to get through this AI round, which
Yep.
is going to be very, I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about AI, so I'll be surprised to see what everyone comes up with, for sure.
There's a lot of controversy.
I have like this whole idea of what I want to do, but I actually have no idea how I'm going to do it. Like I have no idea how to use the AI to do it. Like none. I'm just have to start like I use AI to figure out how to do it, I guess.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
I have the idea, and I can picture what it's going to look like, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to use AI like that at all. Like there must be like some sort of a AI. I mean, I'll find something. I'll figure it out. And I'm excited about. It's a good excuse.
Jim, I went to YouTube and within like one search, I was able to find like 2 or 3 videos that immediately lowered my stress level about the
Yeah.
level of difficulty it is. It's really not that hard and they're open platforms. So, I think you're going to be
Right.
kind of blown away about how powerful of a tool is. But I think Fran was the one that said was talking about like I'm going to use it in my own words. AI is pretty awesome, but it goes out there and it can plagiarize the heck out of like,
Right.
existing work, so
I
much
won't give
so
it that
that it's
option.
like it produces non-original stuff. And so you kind of got to be careful about that, as you use
Right.
AI to create your piece.
I definitely will. I'm gonna severely limit it, what it's
Yeah.
gonna, without giving too much away.
Well, very, very cool, guys. And of course, I'm just going to say it one more time, like just don't pick any copywritten music. So that's that's
Chris,
that.
it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in like 30 something years.
Yeah, it's been a while, bro. You're looking
Yeah,
good, man.
totally. Yep. Yep.
Well,
All
good luck,
right.
everybody.
Yeah, good luck, everyone. Good luck. Thank you guys so much for being here and being contestants. I can't wait to see what you come up with. And I will see you again on what day, Kurt? The 23rd?
23rd.
The
Yeah.
23rd. We'll meet here again at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, November 23rd. You should, I'll have all your pieces online and we'll watch them together and you can tell me the horror stories of making them or the stories of like epiphanies and, angels singing and stuff. I don't know how it's going to go for you, but I hope it goes well.